Hey guys, it's story time, episode 18, and today I'm going to be joined by Patrick Square and Stampy Jr. So, let's get started, shall we? So, last week we learned that God sent Abraham to go up to this mountain that the Lord told him to with his son Isaac, and so that's what he did, and we're going to find out today what is going to happen. And so God told Abraham to sacrifice his son on top of the mountain and to make an altar, and that's what Abraham was going to do because Abraham trusted in the Lord, and you know, it's really cool. So last week's Bible story title was Abraham's Terrible Task, and now today's Bible story title is The Lord Provides. So let me show you the pictures. It shows a sheep, well, a ram actually right here. It's a little bit dark in this corner, but there's the ram, and there's Abraham holding the knife, and here's his son Isaac on top of the altar. And it's really cool. There's a lot of love in there. There's a lot of love and hope and trust there. And that's what we should all have. And I'm going to start reading. The Lord Provides. Genesis chapter 22, verse 6 through 19. Then Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by its horns in a thicket. So he took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering in place of his son. Abraham named the place Yahweh Yireh, which means the Lord will provide. To this day, people still use that name as a proverb. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. Genesis chapter 22, verse 13 through 14. And that was the Bible verses there. And, it tells about what's going to be happening. And the story, well, the Bible story is going to break it down in the Classic Children's Bible Storybook, and that's what we're reading. And I should have announced that earlier. But, so yeah, what I'm about to read right now breaks the Bible verses down so that way you know and you get a clear image. Sometimes you still get a clear image from the Bible verses if the Lord wants you to. So, let's get started. As Abraham and his son traveled to the mountain, Isaac became puzzled. "We have the fire and the wood," the boy said, "but where is the sheep for the burnt offering?" What was Abraham to say? What was he going to tell Isaac, that he himself was to be the sacrifice? No. Abraham answered, "God will provide a sheep for the burnt offering, my son." Was it a lie? No, because Abraham believed with all his anguished heart that the Lord might yet do something, exactly what he did not know. But the Lord did nothing. They arrived at the place of the offering. They built an altar and arranged the wood to be burned. Still nothing happened. Then Abraham had no choice but to tell his son that he was to be sacrificed to the Lord. That must have been dreadful beyond belief for both Abraham and Isaac. Abraham tied his son to the altar and pulled out a knife to sacrifice him. Only then did the Lord speak. He stopped Abraham and said that he knew now that Abraham loved him very much. No, Abraham must not kill his son. So the Lord sent a ram which Abraham had to offer, Abraham named that place, "The Lord will provide." And so yeah, guys, what I think this Bible story means to me is that God sent Abraham and his son Isaac to this mountain where he sent him at and told him to go. Abraham followed the Lord, followed and obeyed the Lord's, what he requested to do, what he said to do. And then, you know, Abraham and Isaac was getting closer to the top of the mountain, and as they got there, or almost got there, Isaac was puzzled and wondered, we've got the fire and the wood, and where's the burnt offering? Where's the sheep? And Abraham knew that, he'd probably get scared and run off, but he didn't tell him, so they made the altar with with the wood and rocks, and then it was about ready time for the sacrifice to begin. Then the Lord didn't do nothing, but Abraham knew that, the Lord will provide, and, because Abraham loves Isaac, but Abraham loves God more. And that's what we should do. We should love God more than anything else. We should put God first, not last. Not in the middle or between, but first. And so Abraham put all of his trust in the Lord, and it says right here, and this is a really powerful sentence right here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Was it a lie? No, because Abraham believed with all his anguished heart that the Lord might yet do something, exactly what he did not know. So, right there, Abraham believed with all his anguished heart. Just listen for a second. Abraham believed with all his anguished heart that the Lord might yet do something, exactly what he did not know. So, we don't know what the Lord has planned for us. We might die today, we might die tomorrow, we might die whenever. Only the Lord knows exactly what time, place, where you're going to be at, and what you're going to be doing. And so then he told Isaac later on that he was the one that has to get sacrificed. So Abraham tied Isaac to the altar, and Abraham pulled out a knife, and then it says here, only then did the Lord speak. He stopped Abraham and said that he knew now that Abraham loved him very much. I'm going to stop right there, and that means that the Lord stopped Abraham from killing his son and sacrificing his son to the Lord, because it was all a test to see if Abraham would obey the Lord, and and then right there, that was a lot of love towards the Lord, and God knew right then that Abraham loved the Lord. And then it says, no, Abraham must not kill his son. So the Lord sent a ram which Abraham had to offer. Abraham named that place, "The Lord will provide." And so the Lord sent a ram, and the ram's horns was stuck in a thicket, which is thorns, about like a rose bush, but very viney. Um, that's what the picture looks like. Has pink flowers on it and a lot of leaves, or sort of leaves. But then Abraham had to sacrifice the ram instead of his son, and then Abraham named that place, "The Lord Will Provide." And the Lord provided for Abraham to not kill his son, but to sacrifice the ram instead. And that's very powerful. The Lord knows what to do and what not to do. The Lord, He gives us all a chance. He tells us to He tells us to get saved, or, knocks on our heart. He will show us, like, when it's our time to get saved. And like me, He told me to get saved, get saved. That's what He told me in His voice. And, it was very powerful. And I'm not going to get into detail with it. But yeah, after that night, June 10th, at the revival on a Wednesday night at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, it was amazing, wonderful, and if I didn't get saved that night, I don't think my dad would have got saved, because after I got saved, later on he got saved, and nobody told him to ever get saved, but the Lord told him to. And that's what we should do. We should tell others, what happened. That's what I did when I got saved. And once I got saved, they asked me if I had anything to say at all. And I said, I'm saved, because that was the only 2 words that came to my head. That's what the Lord wanted me to say, and that's what I did. And we all fall short sometimes, but we should not, slip up and say, no, I don't want to get saved. Then you might not get another chance, and you might be lost forever and never enter in the kingdom of heaven. But, I don't want to take it too far on you guys, so I'm going to stop right there. So, what do you think about this Bible story? It was amazing, and I really liked it. And next week's Bible story is a wife for Isaac. So, Isaac finds a wife, and I forgot the name of his wife. Rebecca, yeah, Rebecca. So here's the pictures for that. There's Isaac and some camels, and right there is Rebecca. So yeah, Rebecca's a pretty name actually. But anyways, so that's all I feel like I need to say. So please like, subscribe, or comment below. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching all these amazing Bible videos, vlogs, story time, everything. And just keep on checking out my other channels, Cody Awesomeoreo and Rosswood Wrestling. And so yeah, guys. So please like, subscribe, or comment below. Don't forget, Jesus saves. And don't forget to eat some Oreos on my other channel. And God bless.